Good morning. Welcome in my next online tutorial. Today my topic is Java programming. Let's share my screen. So today topic is event handling. Now this is one of the very important topic in Java programming. If we want to develop desktop application or window-based applications, now we have to use this topic. Content. So now introduction of AWT, Abstract Window Toolkit, and how we can perform event handling, and then we have to implement on Eclipse. So as all of you know, Abstract Window Toolkit is an API which used to develop GUI or window-based applications in Java. So it provides the graphical user interface. So java.awt is a package which provide all the components like button, text box, checkbox, list box. So by using all these components, we can design window-based applications, and then we can perform event. So we talk about the hierarchy of java.awt class. So these are the hierarchy. Now, obviously, we know that object is the root of the class. So then we use the components. So all these are components like button, canvas, checkbox, choice, label, list. So these all components we use to design window-based application. And component also contains some class container, and that again inherited by the panel window and the and dialog and frame we use. So today we will implement even handling by using the frame class, and we can perform the external listener interface. But before, first we try to understand what are these and how we can perform. So let's we start with the container class. Obviously, these are four container class like window, frame, panel, canvas, and mostly we prefer frame because that container contain title bar, menu bar, and it can have contain other component like button, text field, etc. So we will use this frame based application. And most useful method of component class like add method, set size method, layout method, and set visual method. These are the common method for all component class, so we can use. Now these are the method which use with the frame class. Now set title, set background, foreground, set side, set visible, set layout, add. So these method we will use. So obviously this is the conceptual part is not important even we implement on Eclipse. So by using learning by doing approach, we can understand all these things. So if we want to perform the event handling, obviously we have to use another package java.awt.event. This is another package which used to perform event handling. So event is an object that describes the state change in the source. So there are many ways to generate the events like placing a button, entering a character, selecting an item. But with this, we also use the event source. Event source is an object that generates the event. So there are different components we can use to generate the event like button, checkbox, list, text item, etc. So we will use both things to perform event handling. Now, so if we want to perform event handling, obviously we have to add the particular listener interface with the source event we are passing here. So, for example, if we want to use the listener, so listener is an object that notify when the events occur. For example, mouse motion listener interface is contain the two events like when the mouse is dragged and mouse is moved. So all the listener interface we will use, and obviously these interface contain the some abstract methods, so we have to override. So how we can do that? Now let's we implement. So this is about the if we want to generate the events, obviously we have to add the components. Then we have to identify which event you want to listen. So identify the listener class which listen for the event, and then we also identify the listener interface. So implement the listener interface by using that particular event. So in that way, now they are the following AWT event: action event, adjustment event, component event, container event, focus event. So these all are event which define in java.awt.event package. So obviously by using this, we can perform some event handling, like these are the listener interface we will use. Now action event contain the action listener interface, adjustment event contain the adjustment listener interface. The same way, now text event also contain the text listener interface, and window event also contain the window listener interface. So today we will discuss regarding the action listener interface. So action listener interface contain the action perform method. So we will use here. So these are the following registration method. Now, which component generate the which kind of the event? So we have to add that particular listener interface for handling them. So button, as we know that button basically contain the action listener interface. So that action listener interface contain the action perform method. So we will use for event handling. So this is about the action listener interface. So now we have to use a class that implement the action listener interface, and then it contain the action perform method. So this whole thing we understand through learning by doing. So thank you from this presentation. Now let's start implementation part. How we can perform event handling by using Java. So let's open the Eclipse. So here we have already create a class, and that class extend frame class and implement action listener interface. Okay. Now obviously these are frame is like a class. So that class basically we have to input the package java.awt. So this is the package. Now you can see. So that package contain the component. So frame is a component. So we have to add here. The same way action listener. Now action listener is the interface, but this is the basically used to perform the event. So that's why we have to import the another package java.awt.event. Now you can see here. So now we import that action listener interface here. Okay. And now you can see this is the interface which contains the very important method action perform. So now when we move the cursor here, so add unimplement method. So now just click on here. So we have to override the action perform method. What action we want to perform? So now let's we start with this application. So first, we want to add some component like text field and some button. Okay, so these component we have to add java.awt. So we have to import the package for text field and as well as for button. Okay, now, and then we define the constructor and this constructor contains some code like first we create the object for text field. So here we define the size of the text field. Okay, now the same way we also define the button b1. We create the object for b1 button. So here we write show my name. Okay, now We will use V2 button also after some time. So now let's we define. So these components we have to add. So like add T1, add V1. Okay. And we also define layout. So we have to write down set layout, and we use the frame layout here. Okay. So again, these are the components. So we have to import here. So now that flow layout is java.awt. So just we have to not frame flow layout. Okay. So now this is the import this component. So okay, and then we have to use the set visible. So all these component is visible at the execution time. Okay, and now since we have to perform the event handling here, and the method is already defined, but we don't write any code here, action perform method. So now suppose we want to perform some action, so we have to write the code here. So like we want to perform if a dot get source is the method equal to b1. So now here we so now that create the error because we are not add the listener interface with this button. So we have to write here b1 dot add external listener interface. So and passing the current object this. So by using this, so if e1 dot get source, so we have to write here t1 dot set text. So here we show my name in the text box at the execution time. Okay. So now let's we run this application. Let's see what happened. We run this applications now. Okay, we run this application in the main method. So we define the object of event. So event one, E. So all these things it performs automatically. Okay. So now let's save this program and execute now. So if we execute this program, now you can see the execution here. This is the text field. The cursor is blinking here, and this is the button, show my name. So when we click on that button, it shows the name. But the problem is that if we want to close this window, it will not close because we are not performing any event for closing this window. So if we want to terminate this application, now just come here and close this or terminate this execution. But if we want to close that window by using the event handling, so now we have to just add some code like add v2, and we also add external listener interface with this button. So now this is the B2. And then we have to write the code in this action perform method. So now here we have to write e dot get source equal to B2. So now we have to close the application. So we have to write system dot exit. Okay. So now let's again run this application. Okay. So we are not creating the object of this class, so that create the null pointer exceptions. So you can see now it also handle the exception. So here we have to create the object for B2 button and right close the window. Okay. So after creating that object, we add and then we use add extra interface and then we perform event here. So now let's we run this application again. Okay. So again, you can see this is the text field and these are two buttons. Show my name and close the window. So if you click on show my name, so that will display my name. And now if you click close the window, so that will terminate your application. Now before that, it's not going to close because we are not performing that event. So this is the from today class. I hope you enjoy and you understand. Thank you very much.